Welcome to A Drop of Happy, where we focus on carefree, stress well, light and lively living while loving and reviewing entertainment art tidbits. This is the podcast arm or version of my blog, lightv.com. I'm your host, Wanda Toby, and I am a stress management coach, and I like to say that I don't believe in reinventing the wheel, but I do believe in using what you've got to work through what you've got going on in life and just be mindful on the best ways that you can manage your stress. And I focus on linking you and helping you tie in your creative flow, because creativity is really just a natural part of what we do, and you should really tap into that as often as you can, because it is a great and easy stress relieving tool and activity that you can engage in and activate. And one of the things I like to do on the creative side is get lost in movies and shows and music and the arts and all that stuff. Music and arts and engaging can be very cathartic, but here's the thing. I used to, and if you've listened to me or read my stuff, you will know that I used to watch scary movies when I was younger. Watch scary movies like all the time. And I would pick really, really bad scary movies. As a matter of fact, there's one that I have to review because part 2 is out in theaters. That's Terrifier. My daughter actually made me watch Terrifier 1. Oh my gosh. We're going to do a whole show about that. And wants me to go watch Terrifier 2. Little lady, I don't do that. I don't like it. I don't do it. It's not my thing. I mean, it used to be. But the reason being, so there's a couple of things that I made a conscious decision not to engage in, if I can help it. One are tragedies. Movies that have really, really sad endings. I don't care how cute it is. So if I hear it, I'm not going to watch it. But secondly is I am blackity black. If y'all don't know, then this might not be the show for you. This might not be the podcast for you. But I am blackity black, like that. Okay. So, I have put my due in watching all the back in the days, slave history, slave movies, whether it's real or not, all that. Although I did make an exception and watch The Woman King because that was something else and I learned some stuff. So there was some stuff that I watched accidentally, but I don't watch those anymore. So I have not seen 12 Years a Slave. I haven't seen the Harriet Tubman. There's just certain things I haven't seen. And the other thing, like I said already, is sad ending movies. I'm not going to do it. With that being said, I do want to talk about The Watcher because I recently watched the first 2 episodes. So The Watcher is a new Netflix series. I think it's like #1 in TV series, but that's because it just came out. It has 7 episodes. I don't know if they're planning more, if they're just planning a season 2, but it's just season 1. And honestly, thank goodness for only 7 episodes, because I get intimidated by a thing with a whole lot of episodes because I don't want to watch it. I mean, I might want to watch it, but I don't want to watch it because it's too many episodes. It requires way too much commitment for me. And my schedule, if it's not crazy now, it's about to get super, super crazy because your girl decided that she wanted to go back to school to get another degree. Another time, that's another topic. Let me not go off on this tangent. Anyway, the thing about The Watcher, I actually didn't have any intentions of watching this. And although I'm 2 episodes in, I'm still unsure as to whether or not I am going to finish it. However, I kind of enjoyed the 2 episodes that I did watch. So there's a high probability that if I can get my daughter to watch it with me, that I'll actually finish the 7 episodes. And as I said, it's very helpful that it only has 7 episodes. Now, I know it kind of seems like I hate the series already because I keep talking about I may or may not finish it. On the contrary, I don't. I actually really, really enjoyed the first 2 episodes. So, you know, as I said, if I can get my baby girl to watch it with me, I might push through. The thing is, it's just not something I would normally watch. I wouldn't, like, I might add it to my watch list to never be revisited again. But my son put it on for me, and shameful. I was just too lazy to change it. Don't even ask. The remote, I had the remote. I was like, oh, I don't know what I want to change. I don't know what I want to change it to, blah, blah, blah. Let me just keep it on. And again, the reason why is because, like, my anxiousness level is just like elevated now in I don't know. It's because I'm in my mid 40s and I don't know why. Okay. It just is. We're not going to get into the psychology of why I'm getting weirder. So The Watcher takes place in this suburb outside of the hustle and bustle of New York City. So the couple, Dean and Nora Brannick, they think, oh, they found their dream home. It's beautiful. It's huge. First of all, let me digress for a minute. This was their problem right here. Why they needed a big old house? It's the 4 of them. I get it. I mean, the house is huge, like unnecessarily huge, being so extra. But I'm going to talk about that a little later because I don't want to do any spoilers at this time. But it's no secret that the house is huge. But so they get this house and then weird-ish starts happening, right? Weird stuff starts happening. And then they get these like disturbing freaking letters from somebody, quote unquote, the Watchers. So it stars Bobby Cannavale. He's like a B-list actor, and he's been in a lot of stuff. So I don't know. I mean, he's not like top tier or considered top tier. I don't say that derogatory, okay? But he's not as popular. That's it. I think he has really good acting chops. I like him. I always enjoy seeing him in the different things that I watch. Also stars Naomi Watts, and I haven't seen her in a lot of stuff. I'm sure she's been keeping busy, and she looks good. Little skinny, but she looks good. So it stars her and Jennifer Coolidge, which both my kids were like, ew, I don't like seeing her in movies. She's whatever she is. I think they just find her a little annoying. They're just not fans. I think they find her voice annoying, whatever. But I still remember her from Legally Blonde, so I like her. But I get what they're saying. But she's in there. Noma Dumzweni. And I hope I said that right. I hope I did. And Mia Farrow. And I haven't seen, maybe I'm just off my watching game, but I haven't really seen Mia Farrow in a lot of stuff. So it was nice to see her in this. I actually like the cast that they put together for this show. So as I said, I have enjoyed the first 2 episodes. At first, it seemed like it might be a little boring, but they start like doing some really good character building, letting you get to know a little bit of the nuances with the family once they move into the house, right? And then the weird, creepy stuff starts happening. So that's when I'm just like, ugh. I'm like anxious, right? I'm like, oh, the anticipation is a bit much for me. And it's not because it was like overly intense or anything like that, but mainly because I'm just more prone to anxiousness nowadays. So yeah. Okay. But my daughter came out and she was watching it with me. So we were kind of like cracking jokes and things like that. So it helped me get through it. And I be cheating. Because if I don't, I'm just not going to watch the movie. I'm just not going to watch it. Okay? So sometimes, like, depending if I feel myself getting a little too, I'll look it up. I'll look up the summary to see what's going to happen, and then I can get through. So for me, I will say this, for me, it does nothing to take away from my enjoyment of what I'm watching. It's almost like I'm reading a book. I get the same like shock factor when I read what happens, and I'm like, okay, good, I can watch it. I'm a much better reader than I am a watcher now, but I started off as a reader, so that tracks. So again, and if you, I'm gonna pause to talk about like some stress management techniques and things like that, and just to kind of parallel with what I'm doing with what you can do. So if you know a certain situation gets you anxious or works up your anxiety, preparation is like the best thing ever, like in so many ways. So that's my way of preparing myself for what's coming, what's about to happen. It's just my little coping mechanism, I guess. So for yourself, if you know that you're going into a situation that may cause you some anxiety and things like that, take a look and figure out how you can prepare yourself to deal with whatever that situation is going to be. Like if you're doing a speaking engagement, the best thing for that is preparation and is practice. Or you're going to maybe speak to somebody who always works your nerves, and talking to them makes you anxious, right? So then you can plan on some internal coping mechanisms or some mechanisms to, some breathing exercises and some things to do before you meet with them, and some self-talk. Like sometimes just telling yourself certain things will then have you engage and interact better in a certain situation. So think about that when you're having to knowingly go into a situation or deal with a situation where you know it's gonna mess with your nerves and make you feel anxious and all that good stuff. So just an example. Now back to the watcher. I really am curious about who is the watcher. Like, again, 2 episodes in, I do recommend it. I am curious to see who the watcher is and what's really going on. And at this point, and I feel like this is good on the writers and the actors and everybody. I feel like this is just everything coming together, because I am suspicious about every single person on that show. At this point in time, everyone, I'm suspicious of them all. Okay? So now, if you want to drop off, please do. But then maybe forward to the end so we can do the whole affirmation bit. I forgot to do that last time, so I need to try to remember to keep doing that. And it's a little bit of having to do with self-confidence, right? So I'm going to do that, but I am about to get into the spoilers. So if you liked what we talked about so far, please share. If you like the podcast, please share, follow, like, all that stuff. And I'm on all social media platforms. And you can see my links at livey.com. So, can we talk about some spoilers? Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with Dean. Okay, so Dean's the dad, Nora's the wife, Ellie, she's the sister, and then there's a brother, and then there's Karen, that name is funny, who sold them the house, Mia Farrow and her brother, y'all, and then the private investigator. When I tell you everybody is suspicious to me, everybody. I did not mention Margot Martindale, who plays Mo. I really like her too. I do. I like her. But I really don't have a problem with Dean at this point. Again, I'm only 2 episodes in. But that daughter, okay, so he is being a little rough on the daughter. I will say that. Like, he's being a little extra on her. But now I'm like, I can see why. You over here sneaking off to come on to the security kid, the 19-year-old. And again, I'm suspicious of him too. But honestly, like, he's 19. He knows I don't even think you're 16 because your daddy didn't say you were 16, Ellie. Your daddy said you're not even 16 yet. So why you over here, even though she told you she's 16, why you over here putting your good situation in jeopardy? Now, here's what I think, because you know how the watcher was like, and I might be reading too much into it or whatever, but you know how the watcher was just like, oh, I'm going to lure one of your kids away, whatever. And I'm like, ooh, what if he's part of it and he's going to lure Ellie away? That's his way. That's the watcher's way of luring Ellie away. I feel like the watcher is just a group of people, not one person. So she annoys me because of that, because she's like kind of proving her dad right. And why are you messing with this 19-year-old? But I'm gonna pause and reverse that. Why is this 19-year-old boy letting this 16, 15-year-old put him in a bad position? I'm suspicious. I'm very suspicious. Okay? Very. And I'm suspicious of the realtor too. Karen, aka Jennifer Coolidge. I'm suspicious of her too. Okay? Very. Because in the second episode, if you have not gone to the second episode, but the second episode, she was like, sell the house, sell the house, sell the house. Sell it for $500K less. No, who are you, lady? No. What we're not going to do is let you try to trick me or whatever. So I don't trust her either. Then you got the cop. I'm very suspicious of the cop, played by Christopher McDonald, Detective Rock. I forget his name. But anyway, like, he's just like, oh, this is such a quiet town. Oh, I don't know. Oh, there's nothing I can do. Well, I'm suspicious of you too, because the previous folk that lived there had problems and called the cops out. So why you acting brand new like you don't know what the heck is going on? Please, can somebody, anybody, somebody, please? Why he acting like all confused? So I'm suspicious of him too. And then, like, okay, what I will say about Dean and Nora is, don't get anybody from that freaking town. Because I'm suspicious of everybody. Don't get anybody from that town. So then they asked for a private investigator, because the detective kind of suggested that they sell the house too. So they asked for a private investigator. Where do they get it from? Somebody that a detective recommends. No, sir. I'm suspicious of her too. Although she didn't really do anything to make me suspicious, I'm just suspicious of everybody. So she did give him the link to Andrew, who's the person who used to live in the house before them. And Andrew was just like, get out. Like, if that wasn't the red flag, and Andrew told them this crazy story. So now I'm just like, well, maybe Miss Birch / jazz singer / turned investigator, maybe she not part of the problem. I don't know. So I was like, all right. Who else? Of course, Mia Farrow, Pearl, and her brother Jasper. They weird AF. Like, maybe they're harmless, maybe they're not. But I think everybody that I see is in on stuff. This is just what I'm saying. Everybody is in on stuff. But big spoiler, because I need to wrap this up. Big spoiler, which made me go, oh, and I did have to look this up because it was too much for me. In episode 2, so if you haven't seen episode 2, close your ears, la 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 la, don't listen to this. Big spoiler is that Mo and Mitch are dead, but quiet as it's kept, I don't believe they're dead for real. I believe that was a setup. And I could be wrong because, like I said, I'm suspicious of everything. And that's a good show to get you suspicious of everything. Like if it's able to do that and get me on pins and needles, okay. So I am gonna watch. I'm not gonna do another review after I watch the other episodes. I might be like, worth it to keep watching or not, but I probably will watch them tomorrow. And with that being said, how about we talk about confidence? So, a healthy dose of confidence, and I probably mentioned this before, guys, I probably have mentioned this before, a healthy dose of confidence will work. I'm not going to say it's going to work wonders, but definitely will help you on your stress management journey. Okay. That along goes with a very healthy self-esteem, because a healthy self-esteem will push you to make changes. And I always say, just fight for yourself and push you to do what's right for you. So a healthy dose of self-confidence will get you through a lot of things, because it's resources and pushing through, right? It will give you the motivation to continue to push through, give you the motivation to maybe look at things differently. So with that being said, the affirmation that we're going to end with on this show is, I am brave, bold, and beautiful. So how about we just take a nice deep breath. Ooh, I needed that. How about one more for the road? I am brave, bold, and beautiful. And yes, you are. Take a couple deep breaths. Say that a couple of times, preferably in the morning, and then go rock your day out. That's how we handle it. That's how we gonna do it. And spread the word and come back and check me out. And if you don't do anything else, live light and stress well.